Hello everyone, and today I'm going to be analyzing a game of the London system which I had played around a year ago in AAB 4th edition, and in this game I was white, so obviously I chose to play the London. The game started off with d4, knight f6, knight f3, d5. When my opponent played knight f6, I was somewhat expecting the him to play the king's Indian with g6, d6, bishop g7, castles, and that was a standard line. But he played d5. I think he played that because he thought I was going to play the London, which he was correct about. And this is how this line started: bishop f4, e6, e3, a6. A6 is not a bad move, but it's just preventing any tactics with bishop comes to b5. And later on in the game, in some variations, there is bishop goes to a6, which is a tricky line. But that was never a part of my repertoire, so a6 was not necessary. Bishop d3, c5, c6, knight c6, queen c2, bishop e7, knight d2, a6. A6 again, defending against this battery. This battery is not dangerous, so h6 was unnecessary, but it was okay. Then castles b5. B5 is a very proactive move. B5, the idea is to play b5, c4, and try to shut down black's advantage. And there are some ideas of rook to c8, bishop to b7. This bishop is pretty much stuck here because of this pawn. So bishop on d7 doesn't look good. So bishop to b7 has some ideas, but it's not bad. Rook c8, bishop b7 gives black some advantage, but in this position, it was not definitely a good idea. Then I played h6. H6 was a move here I played because I wanted to wait what black. I wanted to see or wait what black was doing. So this was like a waiting move. Maybe there could have been better moves, but h3 was fine. Bishop b7, bishop h2. Bishop h2 is interesting in some lines of the London. You bring the bishop back when you want to move this knight over here and try to move the rook out, playing f4, trying to play f4 and trying to bring the rook to f3 and g6. It was a possibility, but here I don't think it would have worked. And bishop h2 again, I'm just playing a waiting move. Rook c8, obvious move. Rook ac1, c takes d4, e takes. Here I didn't play e takes, or I would have blundered into a simple tactic, knight takes. So e takes means maintaining the common idea of playing on this side, and black is playing on this side. It's a pretty common, nothing new. Castles, queen b1. Queen b1 again might look like a bad move because it feels like I'm moving the same piece twice. But it's not a very good move, but queen b1 has some ideas that I just don't want. I don't like to stay in this line made by the rook. I'm trying to stay away with it, and still want to keep this diagonal active and some counterplay there. Then bishop came to d6. He's trying to improve his pieces. There is an idea of b4, but I think it requires extremely precise play, which is hard to get in this position. Knight e5, I'm just trying to take control of some important squares. Queen c7, f4. f4 is just, I'm trying to show that I have some control of the center here. But then f4 comes with its disadvantages that black could borrow knight a5 to knight c4. And then it's a double-edged position, anything can happen. But it's somewhere that I'm, as white, not saying I'm going to play directly for a win. I'm just playing slow and steady, not trying to hurry things up with small developments. Knight a4, as I said. Knight df3. Again, knight df3. I think knight df3 was not a good move because I should have still kept some pressure on this square. But knight df3, I'm just saying I want to defend this knight because I feel like I need to not allow him to unsolidify or like smooth out the position. With this, we have a slightly complicated position. Here I played rook f e1, which was an extremely bad move. I have the file. I have f4. I should be looking for g4. G4 doesn't work here, but I should have at least tried to push. Rook f e1, just saying that again I have no ideas. I'm just playing solidly in the London. Knight goes to f6. This move, first I felt like he wanted to put pressure here, but it was wrong because I think he played this to play f6. But f6 is a move I don't like because when bishop g6, I'm kind of taking control of these squares, and plus the knight can also come to g6, and it's extremely annoying for black. So knight f6. Here I played bishop at 7 check, an extremely useless move. I should not have played this, but it was just there because I had nothing to do. And again, it's like a longer waiting move. King h8. Here I played a mistake, or you could say a blunder. Knight h4. Knight h4 easily blunders to uh, it easily blunders to I think knight takes. Wait, excuse me. It blunders to bishop takes, pawn takes, and then knight takes on b2. Knight b2. Again, I have basically lost a pawn, and this pawn is extremely weak. And as you can see, this file, I have made a huge mistake with some kind of stupid moves by bringing the knight to the corner. This move, I thought I could play knight g6 at some point, get some attack, but it was useless. So here I blundered a pawn, but I should not have played queen takes c3 and then allow him to win a pawn. Instead, I should have played knight to over here. I should have played knight to. Sorry, in this position, I should have played bishop to f5. After I get bishop f5, I feel like if he takes here, then I have simple takes on b2. So bishop f5, not a this is a better move, but it's okay. I've lost a pawn. In this position as white, I could have tried to close in things up and play extremely solid and go for a draw. But I felt like with this huge advantage on the c file, I felt like it was unnecessary. So after king takes, I played rook e3, some counterplay. I felt like I wasted a move bringing the rook to e1, then rook here, and then here. It was an unnecessary plan. I should have went with this idea a lot before, but okay, rook f3. Queen came to c5. He's playing for tricks. Knight takes e5. He's waiting for that. Because if you play rook f3, you expect white to play rook g3, and that's why he was thinking for some tricks. You could have said I felt for that, but then he takes. But to his horror, this is a big blunder. Knight takes e5 is a blunder because of the move I played, which is rook takes g7. It's a sacrifice. King takes, bishop takes. In this position, if you look at the engine evaluation, it says it's a draw because I could go white can get a perpetual if black plays perfectly. But for my opponent's horror, he played a blunder, which is f6. F6 here, I luckily found the right move, which is queen comes to c2. With queen c2, I'm basically saying you can play f5 and block my queen, all coming to f7. Sorry, coming to g6. And second of all, with queen c2, I have basically just it doesn't look like a scary move, but then queen c6 because of its huge light square weaknesses and this knight luckily placed on h4, which I didn't see it before. Before I thought knight h4 was a bad move, but now this knight is helping me mate. And then he played king f7, which is a blunder because after this mate is unavoidable because of what I played. Queen at 7. But okay, instead of showing that, I could come back and first tell you what all the way back how he blundered. So with king at 7, instead of f6, he should have played king at 7. Then I play bishop. Then I could play queen to c2, but now the problem is c5 is blocking the diagonal, and I don't have any counterplay left. So this is a variation where I think it's slightly better for black because of the exchange, but I still have some attacking ideas. King at 7 is not a natural move, but I think of an opponent rating of my opponent, which was 1700, he should have found this. But it's okay. He played f6, which is a blunder. It's good for me. Queen comes to c2. King goes to f7. Now king f7 is a very hurried move. I think he's looking for some ideas to run away. I think a better move could have been king comes back, and then if I give a check here, he could extremely hope that I fall into I give him a perpetual, and it would be lucky if he gets a draw here. Because if I sack the bishop, eventually he's winning back. I'm winning back the exchange. But okay, king f7 is a blunder. And I want you to pause and find the winning mate. So okay, if you have found the mate now, it's queen comes to h7, king goes to g8, knight comes to g6. Knight g6 is an important move. It's just basically saying knight g6 is not only important, but it's a beautiful move because if you see, not only am I attacking the rook, I'm defending, putting a mate here. My queen is completely dominating this diagonal, and the king, if he tries to run, then his king is running out of moves eventually. If he's trying to run away, because queen comes here with checkmate. So this is a extremely exceptional position in my mind. So king h8, knight g6, rook comes to c7, which is basically last try. I play bishop takes, which is the best move. Here, rook f6, rook f7 is a blunder, but I don't really mind because he's already losing, so you can't call this a blunder. So I want you to take your time and find the mate in 3 here. So if you found it, it was queen h8, queen g8, king goes here, and the actual move is queen comes to g8, and then king goes to c6, and then queen comes to c6 mate, d6 mate. It's a nice, beautiful mate. The king has traveled all the way from g8 to f7 to g7 to f6 to f4 to king to e7 to d6 to c6. It's a nice, beautiful mate, but I didn't play that. I was just playing greedily. I took the rook, and then I eventually played queen c6. Still, it's an unavoidable mate which I played. Queen comes to e7, bishop goes back, check, king goes there, check. It's a nice, beautiful play because king went from here to here, back, all the way back here. King came here, king came here, king came here, and king came to, in the end, got mated on a8. It's a nice, beautiful mate, and what do we learn in this position? I feel we mainly learn that in the London system, you just have to be, the attack on the king side is there. It's just very slow and not quick to find. I just showed this game because of, it's just simply, I am using the structure which I have in the London system, which is helping me play, even though I'm playing moves which are extremely useless, I'm still able to get some kind of play because it's such a solid structure. And if black is trying to go crazy and trying to break the structure, white has some potential. So this is why people say London system has a lot of drawing tendencies, which I feel is true because of this reason. Because white can basically just stay there forever and hold the position. And if black tries to do something crazy, I can, as white, easily just go for some slight advantage. So usually what does black do with the London? I feel most players as black try to open up the position, but opening up the position again leads to a draw unless not done properly, because here moves like f6, h6, and e6, all these pawns just have made the light squares extremely weak, which has given white a huge advantage. And finally, I was lucky enough to find the mating attack. So I hope you like this game, and if you liked it, please subscribe, share it with other people, and hopefully you try playing the London system and it gets you successful results. Thank you for watching.